Hey there, I'm John Siskovich, and we are in the chick brooder today, and we're going to talk about these three hanging lights here. What is my heat source for my chicks? Why did I choose that? How it affects how I run my brooder, and what are some other options for you as you're either starting out or rethinking your brooding situation, or just comparing it to mine and knowing how much better you are than me. I'm better than John Siskovich. No, we're going to talk about these lights in today's video and how toasty I keep my birds. So I got these suckers from Premier One because they're one of my favorite companies ever, and I love them. And we've tried a couple different things. Now, they are, I don't even know what model they are, but if you look for the Brooder lights in Premier One, and I'll put a link somewhere for you to find them. We have 250 watt light bulbs in this guy and this guy. And in here, we have a ceramic heat emitter, which I have one, spare one in the brooder. Look at that. And this gets hot, and the key thing here is it does not emit light, so it gives the birds a break from having lights on all the time, or having lights on in all the areas all the time. What I like about these is their construction makes them very durable, and if they fall, the light is suspended in space, and that heat does not transfer through the housing into the chips. They're plastic, so the plastic's going to melt before it's going to light everything else on fire. But if you think about the fact that that light has been on 24 hours a day and it has not melted, we're good to go. So I feel very safe with these. The reason why I choose these over the Ohio brooders or the hover brooders is that I have a window there. I have a door here. Look at that dog. He's just hanging out. What's up, Zip? And then I have a window there, and at any point when I'm walking by on the road, which is right there, I can look in and get a view of my birds and see if they are doing well. And I look on my chart for happy chicks. We're going to go outside to the door here. Heat lamps and chicks. Perfect. Perfect. Too cold. They're huddled underneath the heat, and that's where you get piling and dead chicks, especially at night. If they're too hot, they're spread out along the perimeter of the heat, or the perimeter like stuffed in that corner. Or if they're all off to one side, that means there's a draft. And that draft, they're trying to get out of the wind. I have some good even distribution. Nobody's huddled up on top of each other. We want about 1/3 of the chicks sleeping, 1/3 drinking, and 1/3 eating. I don't have quite that distribution right now, but who knows what they were doing before I got in here and started shooting YouTube videos. The Ohio brooders and the hover brooders are great. I have lots of friends who use them. I recommend putting a hinged door on top so you can open up and look inside. I made that mistake when I tried them, that I had to lift the whole thing up to see the birds, and it got them very disturbed. But because of that lack of transparency and easy visual, I couldn't see them, and it was harder for me to manage on the go. And I like the visibility of having the lights, and because of the housing and the, like, not the cheap metal versions that you find in most ag supply stores, I feel very safe with these lights in here. And that, my friends, is how I keep my, oh, look at that stretch. That's a good one. That's a good stretch. Ooh, spooked you off. Didn't want to be on camera. You're my next Instagram model. All right, let's flip this camera around, end this video. Look at these baby chicks. I can just stand here all day. They're flying around, poking at stuff. You guys are going to want to know about my bedding, so maybe we'll do that in the next video. There's no magic recipe for how many lights you're going to need for how many chicks. In general, what I've told people is that 1 light per 60 birds, but it's just, see this particle board? It's just that particle board in here. I don't brood chicks in the cold weather, like in the winter, because it is just, there's enough air movement in here where it's ventilated without being drafty, and we'll get into ventilation in another video. But I can't make it too hot. It's an uninsulated space, we'll put it that way. And if you have an uninsulated space in a very cold spring, you're going to need more lights. In the middle of the summer, you can have one light on for 120 chicks if the ambient temperature is warm enough. So the average lights that you need, by definition, is it depends. You know, where your feeder and your water are pretty consistent, the heat in the light source, you can use the hover brooders. You can actually use ceramic or propane heaters too. If you want great information on this, look up the American Pastured Poultry Producers Association, APPA, APPA.org, and the professionals on there. Once you join, $60 a year, small price to pay for. If you figure each one of these birds grows out to be a $24 broiler on average, if I'm growing 4 pounds and I charge $6 a pound, how many birds need to die in order for me to pay for my APPA subscription so that I get better advice than just some jerk on YouTube with like hat hair and a sweaty face? So there are more than one way to roast a chick, both when they're tiny and then when they're bigger, and I rely on APPA to tailor my information over time. Thanks for taking the time. Stop in, hang out in the brooder. Hope you guys have an awesome day. Be safe, take care of yourselves, and until next time, I'll see you out in the field.